That long walk is underway and they come into view. Steps Gary Bailey took there. Nelson's header, and Sunderland's again good timing getting it in the air. Now Brady with Macari snapping at him. I wonder if that's going to be the sort of thing we shall see for 90 minutes, that Macari will need to stick close to Brady when he's in the midfield there. Price going right in there and turning it back, and a goal, and it's got to be, well, either Talbot or Sunderland. But it's in the back of the net. The first piece of work that Gary Bailey had to do, and really he stood no chance with it. Arsenal leading by 1-0 with 12 minutes gone. Nicol playing it in towards Joe Jordan, dumbing underneath it, and it might come for Greenoff just over the top. What a beautifully worked move though by Manchester United, involving Mickey Thomas as well. Thomas just nodding it in there, and what a good turn by Greenoff, just a little too high.
That was the nearest they come to scoring, Manchester United, but they are looking increasingly dangerous.
Ricks for Nelson. Again a good looking cross there. Oh my word! Stapleton so close to a really spectacular goal there. Nelson's cross, almost straight out of the European Gymnastics Championship, that. Albiston linking up again. McElroy's gone forward. Here's Thomas once more, being persuaded to go down that wing, and look at the space. They're backing off once more, and it was O'Leary's trusty boot that got it away, and United had got a few men forward. Now it's Arsenal's turn to counter-attack with Brian Talbot. Rice going outside him. Here's Brady. Going all the way. Can he find the shot or the cross? There's the little cross coming in, and that's number 2 by Stapleton. Made by Brady. There's Brady shrugging them all off, and then looking up, and in the end a simple header. So right on the stroke of half-time, maybe the killer blow struck for Arsenal by Frank Stapleton. Swept for Jimmy Greenoff. Played in there towards Coppell, and straight at Jennings again. There must be 3 times that United have shot the ball and it's gone straight at Pat Jennings. Brilliant goalkeeper though he is. If it had been just a yard wide of him, certainly on that occasion that must have been a goal. Crossed in there towards Macari. The ball wouldn't quite run for him, and it was poked away in the end by Brady. And here come Arsenal once more with Stapleton. Rice galloping outside him. Sunderland going through the middle. Talbot coming up fast, and they've got 4 against 3 here. Rice playing it in there and nipped away right at the last by Jimmy Nicol when Alan Sunderland was coming in for what could so easily have been goal number 3. Brilliant play though by Jimmy Nicol. Good run by Rice, and he was nearly rewarded for it, Brian.
Typical Arsenal break here, magnificent bit of football.
Macari, Nicol, O'Leary, well, getting above Greenoff unfairly, and a free kick for Manchester United, which they might want to take quickly now with 4 minutes to go. 2-0 down, and hope now is fast fading for them as Coppell lifts that free kick in there again. It'll come all the way through to Jordan, turning it back in there again, and a goal! And it's given! And McQueen is the man who claims it, and suddenly United are back in the game with 4 minutes left, and who knows what might be produced in those 4 minutes. Well, are we in yet for an amazing upheaval? Here's Greenough, touched into Macquarie. And they'll fight everything now in these few minutes that remain. Their heads not for a moment have dropped, even though they've been up against it for most of the game. Albiston playing that one in there, and O'Leary getting it away. Back for Nicol. Well, the United fans wanted him to get on with it, and that wasn't a very good ball by him. But here's Koppel. And there's McElroy getting in there. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can! 2 goals in a minute, and suddenly United are back in it. Well, look at that picture, that tells it all. Arsenal were preparing their victory speeches, and now they're dumbstruck. Walford went in there, couldn't contact him. Jennings came out, and the ball agonisingly just inside the post. What an amazing turnaround.
Unbelievable. I'm delighted for them. They've earned it since 3 o'clock. They put themselves back in with a shout.
And the scenes on the 2 benches, well, I've never known. The despair on the face of Don Howe and Terry Neal. But wait a moment, it's there by Sunderland, and they're back in the lead again, and they're off the bench once more. What an amazing cup final. Well, that's when you're at your most vulnerable, when suddenly you've got it all back. They relax for a moment, and Arsenal have punished them for it. Brady leading the charge, Ricks with the cross, and look at Sunderland steaming in there, too high for Bailey, and beautiful for Sunderland. 3 goals in a little over 3 minutes, right at the end of this 1979 Cup final. Jennings gets it away, it's all over! Arsenal have won it! When it seemed a moment ago they'd thrown it away, the 2 managers greet each other. Dave Sexton, sportsman to the end, saying well done to Arsenal. But my word, 5 minutes, I think that anybody here who saw it, and those of you at home, surely will never forget. Pat Rice, his 4th Wembley final, but the first time that he as captain will lift the cup. 3 seasons now as the captain, and the proudest moment in his career, because Arsenal make up for last year's defeat and take the cup to Highbury. Shirt swapping has gone on with Stapleton and Brady. Well, the people who put the coloured ribbons on that cup right at the last so that they should be the appropriate colours must have changed them left, right and centre in that last 5 minutes. Liam Brady, brilliant part in that second goal. Pat Jennings, Brian Talbot still with enough breath to have a word with the dignitaries in the Royal Box after all that running.
It's a beautiful scene, this, for the victors obviously going around. But I was just looking at the Manchester United lads as they walked off. They're young enough to be back many, many times. There's a couple on the Arsenal side, perhaps they weren't sure when they were coming back. So I'm extra delighted for them that they've cracked it.
How would you sum up Arsenal's brand of football at the moment? Because although you were second in the league, you're undoubtedly the country's great entertainers.
Well, I feel we scored 88 goals, I think, or 89, so it is going forward. We were maybe at the peak of our game for all the years I've been here, and I think it's become now a way to play naturally in our club, that it has gone through the ranks in a club. And that our football based on movement, technique, quick passing has improved, I feel, and that we finished really the season with style. But defensively